So, yesterday we talked about semantics. What is semantics? What is the need of semantics when we have dictionaries? And what do we do with semantics? What is the significance of semantics and how semantics is related to other branches of linguistics? Um, for that matter, we talked about language acquisition, and then we talked about language learning also, and how does it help in deciphering the meaning. And the crux of yesterday's discussion was that semantics, simply speaking, is studying the meaning in a language. Okay, so it is about all kinds of meaning, not just a literal meaning, as one of you said. Literal meaning is a part of semantics, but we study all kind of meanings. For example, literal meaning, denotative meaning, connotative meaning, contextual meaning, idiomatic meaning, okay, proverbial meaning, all of that. Okay, so today we are going to cover three topics, and we are going to do the exercise, but the question at the end of this chapter are a bit of a detail. So when I leave the class, you're not supposed to leave. I mean, you'll stay there wherever you are, and you will complete the exercise, which would be your homework. Okay, that's a detailed one. We'll talk about that at the end of the lecture. So what are we doing today? We are going to cover three topics today. Today we are going to talk about, as I said, the semantics is all about meaning. So today we are going to do two more kinds of meaning. One is the speaker's meaning, and the other is the sentence meaning. Other than that, we'll like to talk about semantic theory also. Okay. And for this exercise and for this class, today's class, we are still using this book. I hope the book is shared and this is visible to you all. Semantics, a course book by Hoffold, right? So let's get started. Just hold on. This is not visible. Okay, fine. So here, this is what we studied yesterday, right? Um, Basically, when we are talking about speaker's meaning and we say that she meant or she means or I mean, that shows the intention of the speaker. Okay, so this word mean, meaning, meant, when we are talking about speaker, this is about their intention. What do they intend? It gives us a sense of intention or intent. What do they want to say? Okay, but when it comes to uh, sentence meaning, it becomes a little different. Okay, sentence meaning is related to the word meaning also, or what do the words mean in a particular sentence. That is the sentence meaning. Whereas the speaker meaning refers to the intention or the intent of the speaker. Okay. Um, there would be a little, interruptions because that's the first time I'm using this Google Meet, and I need to enter the student at the same time. The screen gets invisible when I'm entering the students. Anyway, right? So the speaker meaning is the intent to convey, and the sentence meaning is almost the word meaning. And we are going to do some exercises where you would see that the sentences are similar. But since two different speakers are saying it in two different contexts, so the meaning would change. Sentence meaning would remain the same. I hope I am clear that the exercises, two exercises we are going to do, and we are going to compare two conversations basically, where we will see that the sentence meaning, because sentence meaning is the meaning of you know, the words, right? Whereas the speaker's meaning is about the intent. Okay. So moving towards the exercise, I hope this sentence meaning and the speaker meaning is clear. And with that, we are moving towards two exercises. Now let's read the first exercise. I'm on page number 3. Um, if this is visible to you, yes, this I hope the screen is visible to you. If it is not, because I'm not really sure, I'm sharing the screen from here, so I'm not sure whether this is visible to you. Anyway, you have your own books, so we can move to page number 3, and there is a practice, right? So what we are supposed to do is we are going to read these 8 lines, and it is a conversation between two people at a bus stop one morning. And what we can make out from the lines as we will read is they seem to be strangers who have just met at the bus stop, right? So let's continue with this. uh, we can just name the people as A and B. So A says, nice day. B, yes, a bit warmer than yesterday, isn't it? A, that's right. One day fine, the next cooler. B, I expect it might get cooler again tomorrow. A, maybe. You never know what to expect, do you? B, no. Have you been away on holidays? A, yes, we went to Spain. Did you? We are going to France next month. Okay, then coming to the conversation continues on the next page. Oh, are you? That will be nice for the family. Do they speak French? B, Sheila's quite good at it, and we are hoping Martin will improve. A, I expect he will. I do hope you have a good time. B, thank you. By the way, has the 42 bus gone by yet? It seems to be late. A, no. I have been here since 8 o'clock and I haven't seen it. B, good. I don't want to be late for work. What time is it now? And A replies 25 past 8. Okay. Now, what we need to understand in this conversation is the place. The place is a bus stop. Okay. And then it is just that a conversation between two people, we have named them, probably they are strangers. Okay, in the Western culture, we don't talk to strangers here. In our culture, we just wait in the lobbies and in the waiting areas, but we don't talk. We prefer not talking to other people usually. Okay, but the other cultures are not like that. It is not courteous if you stay quiet. um, Silence is rude in their culture, which is not rude in our culture, right? So this we need to understand, that this conversation is has a context, and the context is made by the place and the relation between these two people. So uh, having the context in mind, we are going to answer some of the questions. Okay, so here are the questions. um, Does speaker A tell speaker B anything he doesn't already know in line number 1, 3, and 5? So in line number 1, he says, nice day. This is no information, right? And then in line number 3, he says, that's right, one day fine, the next cooler. There is no information, okay? Now, when we say that there is no information, we do not mean that the sentences are meaningless or the dialogues are meaningless. You need to differentiate um, between something being informative and something being meaningful. Okay, all meaningful sentences are not informative, right? And this is the best example, 135. And in sentence 5, he says, maybe you never know what to expect, do you? He's not giving any. information here, right? So the answer to this question is no. And you will be giving reasons also. Now, the next one tells you, does A statement in line 7 give B any new information? So, in 7th, he says, yes, we went to Spain. This is informative. Okay. When B asks, have you been away on holidays? So, this is information that they have gone to Spain for holidays, right? Question number one is all about being meaningful and not informative. Question number two, does A statement in line 7 give B any information? Yes, it does. Okay. I hope everyone is following what I'm trying to tell you, right? We are looking at speaker's meaning right now. Okay. So, moving to the next question. When B says, did you, in line 8, is he really asking A to tell him whether he went to Spain? No. In line number 8, it is just confirmation. He's of course sure, he does not suspect B. And among the strangers, why would you suspect and why would you be interested in whether he went to Spain or any other country? It's just, showing interest and out of courtesy, just asking. Did you? Yes, we went to Spain, and then did you? We are going to France next month. Okay. So it can be out of courtesy. It is just about showing interest in the conversation, that whatever we asked, we are really interested. Where did you go for the holidays? But it is also an information on their part that they tell them that we are going or planning the holidays in France. Okay. Let me admit few of the people here. Okay. Okay, now let's move. Is there any indication that A needs to know the information that B gives him about traveling to France? I don't think so, right? It's just that they did not ask, but they are giving some kind of an information. Um, but A never needed that information, okay? Does A, that will be nice for the family in 9-9, give B any information? No, it does not. Okay. It's just out of courtesy that they are appreciating someone who is going for the holidays, only commenting on it that a change would be nice for the family. Does A, that will be nice for the family in 9-9, give any information? We are done. Do A statement in line 13 and 15 give B any information that B needs? Okay, now look back at line 13. It says, no, I have been here since 8 o'clock and I haven't seen it. This is informative, okay? Because the conversation is about the arrival of the bus. So they are asking if the bus was there or not. No, I have not. I'm here since 8 o'clock and I haven't seen the bus. So this is information. And in line number 15, 25 past 8. This is also an information because they are asking about the time. At what point does this conversation switch from an exchange of uninformative statement to an exchange of informative statement? I would like you to take 2 minutes and answer this question. At what point does the information exchange begin to be a sort that one of the speaker actually needs for some purpose in going about his everyday business? Okay. Now quickly raise your hands as far as the 7th question is concerned. At what point does the conversation switch from an exchange of uninformative statements to an exchange of informative statements? Okay, just raise your hands. Yes, Shaina. The CR is here. Yes, Shaina. From where? Which statement tells you that, the conversation becomes informative? Could you just unmute yourself, Shaina? Yes, Ramin. Okay, Shaina says that in line number 12, the information, they start to talk something that happens to be informative. That's nice. Okay, now for question number 8, can we go to Ramin? Ramin, could you answer this question? At what point does the information exchange begin to be a sort of one of the speaker actually needs for some purpose in going about everyday business to be very much exact? It's a similar kind of an answer. Yes, Ramin. Okay. Um, what else? Okay, what are the two pieces of information that you actually get? See, two questions are different. First question tells you that which of the lines give you certain information. There are two pieces of information. One is about the holidays. Okay, this is informative. This is meaningful also. But the last question asks you what is the necessary information that would help the other person go about the day. Okay, so that happens to be in line number when he asked about the bus, which happens to be the 12th line, right? So this is how the two questions are different. The first question asks about informative. There, of course, it talks about the places and it gives them information, though they do not need it, right? They're going on the holidays, so it is not anyone's interest, might be, but the information that is needed to go about the day is asking about the bus. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now we are moving towards how the sentence meaning becomes different when the context, especially the speakers change. Okay, and then the relation between the speakers actually makes a lot of the context that is important to understand any of the conversations. Okay, this Kokoi Tareen has some problem. She has to enter the room again and again. I don't know why is that so. Okay, so let's have a comparison. We will see similar sentences being uttered but in a different context. So sentences remain the same. The meaning of the sentence would remain the same, but because of uh, the speaker's meaning, the intention would change. Let's say, let's call speaker's meaning as intention. Okay. Now let's move to. I know you have a joining issue because you are asking for entry again and again. Anyway, now let's move here. Practice. Consider the following strained exchange between husband and wife, then answer the question. What do you mean by strained? Very, very quickly, get to your chat box and answer this question. What is strained? You need to understand, the different meaning, different words in a conversation so that we can have an idea. Strained also makes a context, right? That is why I'm interested to know the meaning of strained in the context that is being given to you. Do the it says The practice says consider the following a strained exchange. What do you mean by strained? Quickly write in your chat boxes, very, very quickly. What do you mean by strained? इतनी देर में तो गूगल भी हो जाएगा भाई. Quickly. Not exactly. Not exactly, Zavia. Close. Fatima is close. Not tired. Not exactly anxious. Okay, strained relationship between it can be between the friends also. And right now, the context is that the husband and wife's conversation we are going to read. They have a strained relationship. That is, they are angry with each other. They are not happy. Um, um, the relationship is not smooth. Okay, so this is what the context is. Their mood also makes the context, and we will try to understand the conversation between husband and wife in that particular context when we are told that their relations are not nice, they are not smooth, they are not happy right now. Okay, so, keeping that context in mind, let's read. The husband says, when I go away next week, I'm taking the car. I hope the screen is being shared here. Yes. Husband says, when I go away next week, I am taking the car. And the wife replies, oh, are you? I need the car here to take the kids to school. And the husband says, I'm sorry, but I must have it. You'll have to send them on the bus. Wife, that will be nice for the family. Up at the crack of dawn, ironically, and not home till mid evening. Sometimes you are very inconsiderate. And the husband says, nice day. Okay. Now, what we are trying to do in this conversation, just try to match the sentences which are similar in the bus stop conversation to this husband and wife conversation very, very quickly. Okay, in just 1 minute, underline those sentences which are exactly similar so that we can differentiate between sentences, sentence meaning, and the speaker's meaning. Okay, when you are done, just raise your hands very, very quickly. In 1 minute, you are doing it and you are just raising your hands. I'm not asking you to speak up, but I'm just asking you to raise your hand so that I know you're there and you're doing it. Okay. Quickly. Just match the similar sentences. Okay. Sabah is done. Shira Rahman is done. Nice day. Yes, that's a repetition. Good for the family is a repetition. Okay, Hafza Shabir has done. Nice. Okay, Sumaya Saif, Fatima, Akhtar Muhammad, Fatima, Ramin. Okay, there is a number without a name. Fazila, right? Amna. Okay, good. Okay. Let's move forward. Nice. Now let's get to this exercise. The conversation includes three utterances which were also found or also used in the polite bus stop conversation between A and B. Identify these three utterances, right? So the three utterances, I ask you to, just match. Now, what we are trying to do is the sentences are similar, okay? But the intent, the speaker intention of saying is it different. For instance, the first one, Here, are you? Okay. The wife says, are you? And there at the bus stop also, he says, are you? So, what's the difference? Raise your hands and I would like you to answer, speak about this difference. What is the difference between are you? The sentence is the same. How is it different in two conversations? Um, I would like, Xavier, would you like to speak? One thing is that I really want to make sure there isn't a guy here in the class because the name, I think that's that you are using your brother's gadget. I'm sure about that. But I would also like to listen to your voice. Yes, Xavier. Could you just speak, Xavier? I'm not even seeing your mic. Okay, there is a mic. Someone will please speak and tell us the difference of the three sentences very, very quickly so that we can move forward. Hafsa, would you like to speak? Who is speaking? Who is
Ma'am, can I
speaking?
speak?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Ma'am, ORU is a kind of angry explanation.
Okay,
Expression is a kind of angry expression. That ORU, I need this, is a kind of angry expression. And
fine,
then
fine.
just
And at the bus stop, um, I don't know who was speaking, but I think there is some net issue. Okay, who else wants to speak? Hafsa. Yes, Hafsa. Okay, it was right. At the bus stop, it was kind of amazement also. Like, are you going really? Are you really going for the holidays? And then they said that this would be nice for the family. Um, okay, so the third one that will be nice for the family at the bus stop and here. What's the difference? Very, very quickly, guys, so that we can move forward. Yes, Xavier, do you want to speak? Your hand is raised and you want to speak also, but you're not speaking. Okay, someone else? Yes, Marine Zafar. Quickly solve this for us and then we can move forward. Marine Zafar, unmute yourself. Please unmute the mic. Are you guys really there or you just have switched on your gadgets, entered the room and just went to sleep? You should be, participating so that I know that you are physically there. And it's just not that your gadgets are switched on and you're not around. Yes, Abba
Ma'am,
Muhammad,
I'm
are
here.
you? Yeah, yes, who's speaking?
Ma'am, I'm here, but I'm not understanding.
Who's this?
Ma'am, I'm married.
Right, Marine. Okay, who
Ma'am,
can
I'm
repeat
trying.
the question? Fine, fine. Okay, Marine, I got you. I'll try to explain it again. Um, I hope I'm not fast. Yes, Wajiha. Vajay, could you just repeat my question here? Okay, let's let me ask one more question. How many of you do not understand what we are doing here? Just raise your hands. How many of you do not understand? Just raise your hands, guys. Okay, lot of you, which is not very nice and encouraging. Anyway, your chat is always open. Whenever you have a problem, you can, always tell me that things are not clear. Let me explain it again. Is there anyone from the students who can, just explain the question? Because sometimes we understand our friends more than the teacher. So, who can just rephrase my question here? Anyone who could help me amongst your fellows, please?
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yeah, yeah, please. Who's
Ma'am,
speaking?
I'm Sadika, ma'am.
Yes, Siddika.
Ma'am, I'm not really sure about the question, but what I'm understanding is that there are two kinds of, situations, and there is the one situation is like not happy, and the other, the husband and wife situation, that is kind of rude and unhappy kind of situation. So the question that is ORU, that is a tag question, which can, and like,
Mm-hmm.
will you, can you, and like this is are you, and the question has been asking like, um, the are you is a different, the question is asking in two different ways. One is like, on the bus, at the bus stop there was, oh, are you, is a kind of good one, but the in here this is a kind of rude one and an
Yeah,
angry one. So this is what we are talking
exactly.
about.
Right, right, right. Now, Siddiqa's explanation is quite fine as far as the question is related. This is what I was looking for. But for all those who are confused from the very beginning, okay, tell me a thing in the first place. Is Angrezi is a problem here?
Ma'am, I want to be honest. We are understanding, but I think many of the students are facing the very, you are speaking in a very formal way, I think. So this is the reason many students are not understanding, I guess.
No, miss, actually.
Yeah, let's figure out the problem first. Otherwise, we'll be spending hours and
Ma'am,
hours
your
in the
English is
unnecessary.
not a problem, just your English is so like a kind of formal English. You're using
No,
very
miss,
difficult words,
basically,
right?
your language is not a problem. It's our network issues. Your voice is really blur.
I see. Okay. Got it, got it. So technically, I cannot fix it, but as far as my speaking is concerned, I can just slow down. Okay, I can slow down for you. Yeah, net might be a problem. Net might be a problem because when Siddiqa was speaking, the I just faced the problem. Also, her voice was also broken. Anyway, uh, so the network issues we cannot solve, but as I told you, I'll try to put this on my channel like yesterday. So, but since Wajiha and some of you told me there is a bit of a confusion, if my voice is even clear, there is a bit of confusion. So, I'm just recapping what we are trying to do today. Um, from yesterday's lecture, I told you we are um, talking about the meaning, different kinds of meaning, and today we are talking about sentence meaning and speaker's meaning. Okay, I hope till here it is clear what we are doing. In today's lecture, we are trying to differentiate between speaker's meaning and sentence meaning. Okay. When we talk about speakers meaning, speakers are humans. When they converse, they talk in a particular context. Okay. So when someone is talking in a particular context, they have certain intentions behind it. Okay. Intentions. What do you mean by intentions, by the way? Can we just get to the chat and figure out the meaning of intention? Because I have been using this word for so long, and I'm not really sure whether you actually make out, because speaker and intention. What do you mean by intention? Quickly get to the chat boxes. Yeah, exactly. Purpose. See? Uh-huh. Maqsad, right? Intention is, for instance, my intention in this class is to deliver a lecture which is comprehensive and which you can understand. You are here with the intention to listen to the lecture and understand. So, whenever a conversation is taking place, there has to be certain intentions. Okay, this is the speaker's meaning. Whereas the sentence meaning is the meaning of the words that are being used in the sentence. Okay, right? Um, is it clear now? Speaker, what is speaker meaning? What is sentence meaning? Speaker meaning is the meaning of the intention. What are the intentions, with what intent something is being uttered? Okay, so humans get involved when we are talking about speaker's meaning. Whereas when we are talking about sentence meaning, we are looking at the words that are part of the sentence. Okay. Is it clear till now? We'll describe two different situations in a while, but am I clear till here
Yep,
when I
miss, you're clear.
differentiate? Okay, fine. And if someone is not clear because Samreen and Wajiha and Khatima, they have accepted that it is all clear. If someone else is not clear, please contact these girls, right? You can ask them. So, moving from here, we have read two conversations. Okay. Now, one conversation is the context that is given to us is a bus stop between two strangers. Okay. So they are discussing the weather, they are discussing the holidays, they are discussing the time of the bus, all of these. Okay. So there are two things that you need to see in the bus stop conversation. One is the information, the other is meaningfulness. Something being informative, something being meaningful. Okay. Everything that is meaningful is not informative. Do you get it? So we have Ashmal here. Um, Ashmal would understand it also. I hope so. Right? So whatever conversation is taking place at the bus stop is meaningful, and at another time it is meaningful and informative. Okay. So with the examples, we have come to know that some of the utterances means when the sentences are spoken, those are called as utterances. Some of the utterances are meaningful, but they are not informative. Okay. Now, what we are trying to do is that sentence meaning remains the same, because sentence meaning depends on the words that are being used in the sentence. So whenever the words would be used, sentence meaning remains the same, but the speaker meaning changes When two different speakers utter the same sentences, the meaning changes because of their intention. Do you get it now? I hope I'm trying to remove the confusion, and I hope the confusion is removed. Okay? So, the other conversation that we are trying to compare by using similar sentences but different speakers. Now the speakers change. There they were the strangers at the bus stop. That's the context. Now here there it's husband and wife whose relations are strained, whose relations are unhappy. They are angry, right? And the husband wants to take the car, whereas the wife thinks that the car is needed for the family, and he should not be so inconsiderate, he should not be so unkind as to take the car when it is needed by the wife and the children. Okay, so the exercise that we are doing is, we have seen in the first question that there are three phrases. You can call them sentences also, you can call them expressions, you can call them utterances. So there are three phrases which you find similar in the two conversation. One is are you, right? In the bus stop conversation, the person who says are you, he is talking about the holidays. Are you means he is showing excitement to know that the people, the other family is going on vacations, and he says that the vacations will be nice for the family. On the other hand, when the husband says that he's going to take the car next week, the wife says, are you? It shows her surprise that the husband should be, the husband is so inconsiderate, he's so unkind that he's not seeing the needs of the family, and he is taking the car for the whole week. Okay, so she shows with this utterance, are you, she is being sarcastic. um, she shows her anger, and she shows her surprise also, um, about what the husband intends to do by taking the car the next week, leaving the family, the kids and the wife without the car, right? So are you is the same in the two conversation, that is the sentence meanings are the same, but since they are uttered by in two different situations by two different people who are in a different relationship, so the meaning changes, speakers meaning change. And then that will be nice for the family. In the bus stop conversation, that refers to the holidays would be nice for the family, and here it says it will be nice for the family. Right now, who is saying that? um, Here, um, are you, I need the car to take the kids to school, I'm sorry but I must have it, you'll have to send them on bus, that will be nice for the family, the wife says. Again, this shows the sarcasm. Okay, she just means the opposite. In the first conversation they actually mean it, that the vacations would be nice for the family, but here the wife is being ironic. Do you know what is irony? Irony is speaking the opposite, what you mean. Her intentions are not of appreciation, but her intentions are of irony. She just means the opposite, that it would not be nice for the family. Okay, she's saying that will be nice for the family, but actually she means that this would not be nice for the family, right? Okay, then the third one, both of them say nice day. That's a goodbye gesture uh, there in the first conversation, but here the husband wants to end the conversation. He does not want to discuss it anymore. He's angry and he's taking the car just to give a tougher time to the wife. Okay. Now, moving to question number 2. When the wife in the above exchange says, "Are you?" she thereby, in some sense, taking up a position opposed to that of the husband? Yes, that's true. Okay. We are marking true and false here according to the speaker's meaning. In the bus stop conversation, when A says, "Are you?" line 9, and is he in any sense taking up the position opposed to B's position? No, he's not. Okay. Question number 4. When the wife above says, "That will be nice for the family," is she expressing the belief that her husband's absence with the car will be nice for the family? No, that's not true. I hope the screen is shared here. We are here. When the wife above says, "That will be nice for the family," is she expressing the belief that her husband's absence will be with the car will be nice for the family? No. When A says to B at the bus stop, "That will be nice for the family," is he expressing the belief that going to France will be nice for the family? Yes, because there is no relation between them, and the relations are not strained if they are. So they are just appreciating each other out of courtesy. Is A's remarks at the bus stop, "Nice day," a pointed change of subject for the purpose of ending the conversation? No. Okay. What is the function of this remark of A's? He is only appreciating the weather. He's not ending the conversation. Okay. Whereas in the other conversation, "Nice day" by the husband, he wants to end the conversation. When the husband uses the same words about the weather above, what does he mean by it? By when he says "nice day," he doesn't mean a nice day. He just wants to end the conversation and he is not really happy about it. Okay. Now, before we move on to a bit of a reading, I would like you to just quickly raise your hands whether you have understood what I have told you. These hands were raised because they were confused. Now I'm trying to get people who have understood it clearly. Okay. Khatima has understood. Gulsum has understood. Okay. Or okay, Khatima. When Khatima Pashtun can understand, everyone can understand. Okay. I got a thumbs up from Hafiza Sana. Right. I hope most of you have understood. If you have any queries, please go to these girls who are saying that they have understood. Okay. Okay. Muskan is clear about it. Right. You can lower your hands, guys. You can lower your hands so that I know you have raised your hand for another question. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. Nice. So we so far so good. Okay, now let's move here to the comment and you will understand what we were all talking about. Now the same sentences are used by different speakers. One at the bus stop and one between husband and wife, different occasions to mean. Speaker's meaning is mean different things. Once a person has mastered the stable meaning of words and sentences as defined by the language system, he can quickly grasp the different conversational and social uses that they can be put to. Right? When we are learning the language, I'm not talking about acquiring the language, but when we are learning the language, we learn the meaning of words. That is, the sentence meaning come first in the learning, and then slowly with the passage of time, when we start conversing in that particular language, and we watch movies, we read books of that particular culture and in that particular language, we start understanding the speaker's meaning also. and the context and the situation. Okay, so from as far as language learning is concerned, we move from the sentence meaning to contextual meaning by the speakers. Okay, so sentence meaning and speaker meaning are both important, but systematic study proceeds more easily if one carefully distinguishes the two and, for the most part, gives prior consideration to sentence meaning and those aspects of meaning generally which are determined by the language system, rather than those which reflect the will of individual speaker and the circumstances of the use of particular occasion. Right? So the gap between speaker's meaning and sentence meaning is such that it is even possible for a speaker to convey a quite intelligible intention by using a sentence whose literal meaning is contradictory or nonsensical, right? The best example of contradictory meaning, that is, the speaker says and the intentions are exactly the opposite, you can see in the conversation of the wife when she says that will be nice for the family. Okay, this is contradiction. Her intended meaning is exactly the opposite of what she is saying, right? Okay, coming to another kind of meaning, which is idiomatic meaning, and people keep on using that, and this is higher level of learning a language. Okay, understanding the language beyond the meaning of the words. When we talk about idioms and when we talk about proverbs, for instance, really, we are going to do this practice really quickly because that's very easy. uh, Tired traveler says, now look at the following utterances and state whether they are intended to have a literal meaning. When the tired traveler says, this suitcase is killing me, the suitcase is a non living thing and it cannot kill a living being. Okay, so the literal meaning are different from the intended meaning. Tired traveler does not mean that the suitcase would actually kill him, but he means that the suitcase is very heavy and he's unable to carry it. Okay, so this suitcase killing me, no, he does not intend to say this. Assistant in a shop, we regularly do the impossible, miracle take a little longer. Okay, so he's only boasting that they do the impossible things. If something is impossible, how can this be done? But the assistant claims that they do the impossible. Okay, so the intended meaning and the literal meaning are different. Answer is no. During a business meeting, it's a dog eat dog situation. Usually no one has seen if a dog has eaten another dog, right? So it's just describing the kind of competition, maybe. During a heated argument, don't bite my head off. No one can bite anyone's head off. Okay, so it's just showing anger. Hungry person at the dinner table, I could eat a horse. Okay, that only tells how hungry he is. No one can eat the whole horse if he starts eating the horse in the first place, right? So all the answers are no, because they are only trying to tell you through using of proverbs and idioms. Okay, so now what do these examples show you? That speakers can convey meaning quite vividly by using sentences whose meaning are in some sense problematical. Okay, things do not happen that way in reality. To account for this, it is necessary to analyze it at two levels. Firstly, to show what is wrong with such sentences, that is, why can't they be literally true? As I told you, no one can eat a horse, no one can do the impossible, no one can bite anyone head off. These are not actually happening in reality, but these are just exaggerated sentences to emphasize more on what is being said. Okay. Uh, so let's move. We will now leave this topic and give some attention to the questions: how one studies meaning, to the methods of semantics. Okay, let's move to this practice very, very quickly. Can two people hold an ordinary conversation without knowing the meaning of the words they are using? It is not possible. Okay, as I told you, that sentence meanings come first, speaker's meaning comes afterwards. First of all, if you want to speak a language, you need to know the actual meaning of the words, and then at a later stage, when you become confident and when you become competent in a language, then you can, use other literary devices like sarcasm and like irony, like pun. But the first thing that you're supposed to do is knowing the words and the meaning. Okay, so you cannot hold a conversation when you do not know the meaning. Is it reasonable to say if I use English words as table and chair in the normal way in my conversation, communicating the usual messages that one does with these and other words, that I know the meaning of the word table and chair? Yes, that might be true. Okay, because if you are using table and chair as pieces of furniture and not giving them another meaning, any proverbial meaning or idiomatic meaning, so there is no problem. If one knows the meaning of a word, is one therefore necessarily able to produce a clear and precise definition of its meaning? Probably. If you know the meaning of the word, you can define it. Okay. Conversely, if several speakers can agree on the correct definition of a word, do they know its meaning? Okay. Um, Perhaps, if so many speakers agree to what is a table or what is a chair or what other things or nouns are, so probably they are right. Do you happen to know the meaning of the word? We are not dealing with this because we do not know any other language. What a sensible way to find out the meaning? No, we are not doing these. Okay, just get to the last one. If a native speaker of SAR is a language, African language, insists that Nodoho means 9 or the number or digits on two hands less one, or however he expresses it, while it distinguishes European professors of semantics who does not speak SAR, insist that N Duho means 10 or Dixdehen, however he translates. What do you believe? Who do you believe, the SAR speaker or the professor? Now, the native speaker of any language is more reliable than any of the teacher teaching that language. Okay, the native speaker. So we will believe the SAR speaker who is a native speaker as far as the meaning of any word is concerned, right? So they are more reliable. Um, okay. Okay, all good here. I hope you are following. I'm doing this exercise a little quickly, but I hope these are easy and you are following it. Okay. Okay. So from here, we will move to theory. Okay. Let's see what is a theory, and then we'll find what is a semantic theory, right? Now, talking about here, a theory is precisely specified, coherent, an economical framework of interdependent statements and definitions constructed so that large as a number as possible of particular basic facts can either be seen to follow from it or be describable in terms of it. Okay, this is a general definition of a theory. Theory is made through certain statements which are interdependent. Interdependent means they depend on one another, and they are in a sequence which is called as being coherent, and they are brief, okay, economical, and many facts become a part of it. Okay, so this is the general definition of theory. Any theory, that can be a physical theory, a chemical theory, or any of the theories. This is what theories are. Theories are basically brief. They consist of certain statements which state facts, and these statements are in a coherent order. They formulate certain order. Okay, so this is how a theory generally. We are not right now talking about semantic theory, but this is a simple definition of theory. You can just read it. Okay, we don't have to rote learn it or take this very very seriously. It's just the definition because it was there in the book, so I just read it out. Then they say that semantic theory is something similar to the chemical theory. Anyway, we will talk about semantic theory in detail in a while, but let's talk about continue talking about the meaning. Okay, what is this practice is mark each of the following sentences as true or false. Alive means the opposite of dead, which is true. Something that is not alive, the chances are that it is dead. Okay. Okay, so next one, buy has an opposite meaning from sell. So the relationship between these two is that of antonyms, and which is true also. Caesar is and is not a meaningful English sentence. Um, Caesar, it's a proper noun, right? So Caesar is and is not a meaningful English sentence. It's not a meaningful sentence because it's a proper noun. Caesar is a prime number is nonsensical. It is a proper noun, so it cannot be a prime number. So that is true also. Caesar is a man is nonsensical. Caesar is a man and it's is nonsensical. No, it's false. Okay. Both of John's parents are married to aunts of mine is in a sense contradictory, describing an impossible situation. Both of John's parents, parents is a dad and an aunt, dad and a mom, so they cannot marry the aunt. The dad can marry the aunt, but the mom cannot marry the aunt. So that describes an impossible situation. If the sentence John killed Bill is true of any situation, then so is the sentence Bill is alive. If John has killed Bill, Bill cannot be alive, right? So seventh is false. If someone says, can you pass the salt? He is normally not asking about his hearer's ability to pass the salt, but requesting the hearer to pass the salt. See, can refers to someone's ability, right? If you ask me, can I leave the class? Of course you can, because you have your feet and you can walk. So you are able to leave. What do you require in leaving the class? A physical class, you need legs. You need your feet. So you are capable of doing it. Can shows the capability. But here in this sentence, can you pass the salt? They are not asking about hearer's ability to pass the salt. Okay. Right. So it's not about the ability that is being talked about. It's just a request here. Can is being used as a request to pass the salt. So, but requesting, so this is true. If someone says, I tried to buy some rice, his hearer would normally infer that he had actually failed to buy the rice. This is true. I tried to buy the rice means he wanted to and he tried, he made certain efforts, but this sentence shows that he actually failed to do it. Okay. So this is how we have practiced this exercise and we are done with this, right? For the rest of the exercises, um, here, and these are related to other languages, we are leaving it. Just cross these exercises. Right, because we do not know the French language and the German language, so we cannot practice these, and we are just skipping these exercises on page 9, 10, and 11. All of these, just cross these. Okay, on page number 12 as well, this one too. Okay, all of this. Now what I would like you to do as your homework, and you would be staying in the class till you have a class with another teacher, and whatever is remaining you are going to complete it after that for the next week. Okay, we will be meeting next week now. um, you will be reading this comment: analogy between development of semantics, development of, just read it, okay, for the sake of reading. But what is your actual homework is you would be doing this exercise. Okay, so do the questions as much as possible, except for the eighth one, which talks about different European languages, since we are not well versed. In other words, we do not know any other language than Angrezi. So we are not doing question number 8. The rest of these questions are doable. Okay. So I would like you to do those uh, till the next week, right? And then I'll first check your homeworks next week, and then we'll continue with the second unit. So in these two classes, we have covered the first unit completely, except for the exercise that I'm giving you for the homework. And next time when we will meet, we will start with the second unit, which is sentences, utterances, and propositions. Okay. If you have any queries, you can ask your CRs. They can communicate it to me, and I'll also give you my email address. You can, always um, put your questions there also. Okay. So I hope today's lecture is clear. Um, please stay in the class, complete your homework, and I'll check those. We'll discuss it actually in the next class. Okay. And do not skip the class. If you are unable to do the homework, we will do it in the class. If you are unable to do complete those homework by yourself, so I'll help you with that. Okay.